Testing! The video contains foul language, dark themes, graphic imagery, and lots of despair. So please click off if you're uncomfortable with any of these topics or get disturbed easily. Anyways, enjoy the video!
Oh yeah, and lots of spoilers. Yeah, well, there's a lot of spoilers. The very first thing you see is a guy getting murdered. Cross that off my agenda. Seriously though, this opening really sets the tone for the whole game. And when we find out near the end that it was Kyoko's father who got killed, man, it makes this seemingly pointless death just hit really hard. So, Sayaka's gonna be the side character to help us through the game, right? Nope! Speaking of that, I like how Chapter 1 was handled in general. With Sayaka's desperation and Leon being the killer, the fanbase often argues which one was right and which one was wrong, and that just shows how great the writing is when you can see the perspectives of both characters. The story is one of the most engaging I've seen in any video game. There's so many plot twists, and it's just incredibly well written. These characters are great and all, but I don't know, Toko is kind of boring so far.
You don't mean...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Never mind. Byakuya is such an asshole, but at the same time, you really can't help but love him. I love how the dialogue can be all dark and serious. And then other times you get dialogue like this.
What are you, one of those goddamn hot spring monkeys?
It's not just the story that's well written though, but the characters too. There's so many great ones. Kyoko, Aoi, Byakuya, Taka, Chihiro, Mondo, Sakura. There's not a single bad one in the bunch.
I come to make an announcement.
The Chihiro Mondo story in Chapter 2 is way too good to be that early in the game. The dynamic of strength being polar opposites, with Chihiro being mental strength and Mondo being physical strength, was just so well done. Stuff like this is when my mom walks in. I never thought I'd get sad at seeing a computer get smashed, but here we are. The executions aren't just visually a spectacle, but they also relate to the characters' interests in a way that make them as insulting as possible. Leon mentions that he hates baseball, but his entire execution is about him just getting shot with them over and over and over. And Celeste mentions how she wanted an elegant death, but instead, Monokuma kills her by a car accident. These little touches add so much brutality to them, and it's just amazing that they went this far in portraying them. Did you know that the creators made execution ideas for every single character? That just shows how much love went into this game. For example, Chihiro's was based on a game of Mario, Sayaka's was based on her putting on a concert, and Aoi's was gonna be her swimming. Even if they ended up going unused, the fact these ideas were made at all just shows so much dedication to the craft. After you beat the game, it unlocks school mode, which lets you interact with any character you want without them having to die. Finally, I can play this game without getting depression. Once you complete a character's free time events in school mode, you unlock that character's underwear. There's even an entire anime based off the first game. It's admittedly not that great, but hey, it's funny, so it's still a good time. They also have a manga too. Still not as good as the game, but hey, that didn't stop my obsessed ass. Who got jelly on the fucking wall? The game expertly disguises how dark it really is with its cartoony atmosphere, which just makes all the dark elements hit all the more when they happen. From the murders to the themes and especially the skirts. I like how none of the killers did what they did for any bad reason, Celeste. Leon's was out of fear, Mono's was just out of blind rage from his trauma. No character had any bad motive for killing at all. Hifumi's concept execution was him getting beat up by an anime. Yeah, I won't lie, that is really funny. I don't have any words to describe how Sakura's story after being revealed as the traitor was. It was just so well done, but so sad at the same time, and it's still easily the darkest thing in the entire game for me. Aoi is criminally underrated. She provides a lot of energy to the group, and considering she's one of the survivors along with this asshole, this freak, and the weed man, I think her attitude was something really needed for the final chapters.
It's over 9,000!
I love the fact that they have a good and bad ending. Granted, the bad ending doesn't really end the game because I'm pretty sure it's just a hallucination. But still, I love the fact that they added it. Well, speaking of the bad ending, dear God, Allie, I am so sorry. Chapter 3 being a double murder was genuinely really shocking for the first entry. I'm really surprised they never reused and butchered this concept in the later games. Mondo Butter! Oh yeah, and in the anime, you can see Monokuma eating the pancake with the butter. I am genuinely concerned. The whole twist regarding Mukuro Ikusawa, the 16th student, and being her Junko persona was honestly really shocking to me. It does kind of suck that we never got to see her be herself in any of the other games though. And the game's whole theme of hope versus despair really just ties the whole thing together. Slowly seeing the characters you bond and connect with die over time and having to watch their executions and deaths, it gets you emotionally invested and makes you feel the despair yourself. When a piece of media can do that to you, you can understand and feel yourself in the theme of the story. That is something truly amazing and beautiful about this game. You do not understand how happy I am that Makoto isn't another silent protagonist, because he gets beautiful lines like these.
You're so full of shit! That place is sealed up tighter than Togumi's butt! Diddly squat. We've got... amnesia!
This game was made for the PSP. The PSP! And it looks this good! I've been talking a lot about the characters in the story because that's the main meat on the bone, but the gameplay is incredible as well. Getting to free roam wherever you want, having to shoot through your arguments in the trials, it's just so fun! Splitting each chapter into 3 sections is just incredibly smart game design. And it's a great way to not only set different tones, but each one has a completely different playstyle as well. Daily life has you walk around and just interact with more characters. Daily life is where you go and investigate the murder and find all the clues. And the class trials is where you play a bunch of mini games and shoot through other characters' dialogue to figure out the culprit. Speaking of the class trials, they are so much fun. They last way longer than you'd expect them to, but they're so interactive. You always have to pay close attention and really think outside the box to complete them. Not to mention, this is where the VAs truly get to shine. As they speak, full dialogue here, baby, let's go! The voice acting is just incredible too. Every voice actor brings so much life into their roles, and although Monokuma, Kyoko, and Miyake are some of the particular standouts for me, there is not a single bad VA in the cast. Speaking of Kyoko, her VA is Erika Harlacher, meaning she voices An from Persona 5 and Ami from Toradora. Let's go! Also, Cassandra Lee Morris voices Aoi, aka motherfucking Taiga Aisaka, Morgana, and Ritsu. Holy shit! The graphics are simply stunning. Not only is the art style just really appealing to look at, but everything has so much detail and personality, and it's just visually a spectacle. I love how the ending is just entirely up to interpretation. You don't really know what happens after the surviving cast escapes, because nothing is really stated. But if you want to know that, play your spin-off game, f***head. Junko is so insane that she even looks forward to her own death just because of how much despair it'll give her. Holy crap. Speaking of Junko's execution, having her go through all the ones she subjected the other students to is just a perfect way to end a villain as good as her. This game is available literally everywhere. The Switch, PlayStation, and even your fucking iPhone. I love how every student has an ultimate talent that fits perfectly with their personality. Like Sayaka's the ultimate pop sensation, Yasuhiro's the ultimate drug addict, and Toko oh yeah, that's a serial killer. The soundtrack is fantastic. Whether it's the energetic beats of Beautiful Days, the iconic and head-bobbing theme song, and Monokuma's frankly weird-ass theme, the music always manages to just put a smile on my face. I cannot believe I went this long without talking about Monokuma. He is just the perfect villain for this game. He's threatening and a complete maniac, but he's also funny and does not take most seriously at all. And the devs even showcase this, because literally every time he moves, he has a cartoony sound effect. The body discovery sound is so uncomfortable and haunting. It's just so disturbing, but that's what makes it so good. When Sakura dies, the typical body discovery sound is replaced with something more quiet and somber. That little touch makes such a big impact, but also subtly hints that her death isn't the same as the others in the game. Also, for those of you who don't know, Danganronpa's name technically means bullet refutation, which is a reference to the part in the class trials where you shoot the bullets at others' claims. This game is so good at just getting in your head. You never know what's gonna happen next. You never know who's gonna live or die. You feel the despair of the situations and struggles that these characters are in. But that's what makes Danganronpa so special. It's disturbing, it's scary, but it's presented in such a cartoonish, lighthearted tone. But that's what makes this game and the whole series unforgettable to so many players. It's just such a huge mishmash of tone and ideas, but it makes a game that no player is ever going to forget. Man, just what an incredible game. And that's how Danganronpa amazes me. This was a really, really fun game to play, and this was honestly the most fun I've ever had making a video. There was just so much to unpack here, so much to gush about, and I'm really happy. And even with all this, I don't think I even scratched the surface of how many great things are present in this game. But who knows? Maybe I'll cover the sequels one day. I definitely will. I just don't know when. But trust me, I will cover them. But till next time, see you later, gamers. Peace.